Right. I think anytime you're asked to do something that you're not familiar with or comfortable with, you're out now. All of a sudden, we're asking you to step outside your comfort zone. You kind of resist, especially as a young player, because you're used to being outside more so than inside. But he's really had a good spring for us, and good first day. So we just look for him to keep improving as we keep working through the training camp. He's a lot more comfortable with the calls and communications, which you have to do a lot more inside there at the nickel. And just look for him to be consistent throughout camp and just keep improving as we keep going through.
Why is that something that younger guys typically struggle with when you're used to working inside more receiving problems with an outside guy and then you can that's something that you fall
Well, the nickel position is unique. It's a different skill set inside because you've got a lot of communication going on with the backers as far as route progressions, as far as run fits. Those are all things that are kind of new to them. So it's a lot of newness when you take a guy and you move him from outside to inside. Okay, especially with all the formation variations that we get out of offenses in this league. It's a lot of things that are happening that it's a first time do. So you're really out of your comfort zone. And, it's just a matter of getting used to it, getting used to the calls and communication, having a talk. Let's face it, when rookies come in, they're not really vocal because they're learning a whole new system, they're learning a whole new position. So they're really out of their comfort zone. But the big thing is just embrace it. And once you get going with it, you understand the techniques and fundamentals that go with it. And it just becomes more comfortable. And the more comfortable they become, the more you see them using athleticism and skill set to be able to react.
So with that said, what do you think about Mike Hughes and his skill set kind of tailored toward that nickel?
Mike has done a good job. He did a good job in the spring, and thus far, since we started training camp, he's really paying attention to the details of what we're asking out of each call and out of that position. And we just look for him the same way to keep battling, keep competing, and his skill set will show up. The more comfortable he feels within what we're asking him to do systematically. His communication skills are getting better. So we just look for him to come out here and be consistent and keep competing and keep improving.
As Adrian's become more established and a veteran, how have you seen him sort of take on a mentoring role to some of the younger quarterbacks?
Well, I think the younger guys see the success he has out here at practice every day. A lot of them weren't with him during the season as, some of the veterans were. And they can see the success that he has on tapes, whether we're looking at cut-ups, whether we're looking from things from last year as we prepare as far as our installation. And I think, they feel good gravitating to him with the success that he's had out there on the runway at the position of corner. So they see the success that he's has, and obviously they want to try to mimic that success.
talk about the defensive line rotation. What does Anthony know from kind of that five down look that he can potentially provide that coming off the edge? A little bit more massage.
Right. Anthony's done a very good job of embracing the rush, rushing more, giving him more opportunities to rush. He's definitely got that skill set. So we just look for him, as we keep developing through training camp, keep getting better at that. And we'll try to, continue to find ways to get him in pressure positions to get after the quarterback. I think he's got a natural pass rush ability, number one. I think number two is skill set with his speed coming off the outside edge, or whether it's inside matching up on a back, or now even with an offensive lineman when we move him inside. So I think his skill set, he's been given God-given talent, and him being able to embrace that and use it to the best of his abilities.
What have been your early impressions of Holden Hill?
He's done a good job thus far. Again, he's in a learning situation, but he's got good length. He's got good speed. So we just look for him to come out here and be consistent with the calls and communications every day, the techniques and fundamentals. He's still just working and coming out here competing every day, and that's what we're looking for him to continue to do.
When you look to find guys for that defensive line rotation, how do you assess that in camp? Is it based on like situational downs, or if you guys can progress?
It's sort of a culmination of all those things involved. All right, we want smart players, so understanding situational football is critical. And then the other thing it boils down to it is their talent, their attention to the details of the fundamentals and techniques that we're teaching, as opposed to just really coming and whatever they did in the past really doesn't matter. For our whole scheme to come together, we need everybody on the same page, moving on the same cylinder, and that's how we have success. We all know pass rush and pass coverage and all those things go together. Well, rush lanes and all those things as far as their run fits, making sure that we have gap integrity and all those things. So it's a lot that we ask those guys to do, and they embrace it and go to it. So the more guys we can buy in and more guys that we can see be consistent throughout training camp, of course, that allows us to stay fresher as we progress through the season.
Sean look as big to you as he did to us when he came back?
That who?
Sean Bauer, I mean, he
Yeah.
was like from rookie year to now. It's like
Yeah.
a really deal out there.
Yeah, he does. He's really worked hard this all season, and you can tell in his play, you can tell in his reactions. It's really slowed down a little bit for him now, and he can concentrate on the technique and the fundamental. He's not doing quite as much thinking as a lot of rookies do when they first come in. Because let's face it, college football is a different football game now from what we play in the NFL. He's doing good. You know, he really made some hay in the offseason. I know he got the injury that, ended up prohibiting him from practicing some there late. But he's come back in, and you can see his improvement from day to day. And that's what we look for. Just keep improving day to day, understanding the concepts and the different situations that we're talking about. And then a lot of times, his athleticism then will come, a lot more prevalent as we watch him on tape.